What's going on, y'all? Welcome into the channel. We are here with year 2, episode 1 of the Florida State Rebuild Dynasty in College Football 27. We had an awesome first year, won the national championship, stacked up huge in the transfer portal, and so we want to kick this off, get into a big game this week with top 10 Miami coming to town. Our biggest signing of the offseason, quarterback Bryce Underwood from Michigan. This guy has revolutionized our offense. We're actually cooking now. It feels like college football 26 at the end when you've got great players. Going from Ashton Daniels last year, who really struggled with low throw power, bad accuracies. We had to grit and grind, pull off a 90-second come from behind drive to win the national championship against South Carolina. But now the Noles are back at number 1 and looking to stake their claim against number 10 Miami, trying to go for another ACC title, go for another national championship, and see just how great we can make this team. So let's get this party going. We're going to be in Tallahassee for this one. Going to go classic unis, Florida State, Miami. You got to do it. The white and orange, the crimson and gold. That's what this is all about. I love these new screens, the new backdrops for some of these transitions and loading screens. It's just such a fun presentation as part of this mode. And here we go, running out in Tallahassee. One of the coolest intros, one of the coolest pre-games you'll ever see. The chop, the environment at Doak, it's crazy. We're going to let it roll here at Bobby Bowden Field. Right now, the Noles come in 3-0 in front of a packed stadium. We are looking forward to this one. They are going to look to make a statement. Beat Miami in a tough one last year, but was able to put up a bunch of points. Quintravian Wisner, in his Heisman campaign as a senior, ran for 1,700 yards in total, 15 touchdowns, and carried that offense, but especially so against Miami in the regular season and the ACC title game a year ago. So we are going to look to do that again with Gideon Davidson, a Clemson transfer, on our roster now. And here we're just going to get everything set up. Some of the settings I've loved, they kind of match what I did in CFB27 a lot, but I love this wide cornerback width just to keep corners on the outside a little bit better. We still disable motion, we still run things. Here on the zone strategy, I've just set it at aggressive to start. I don't really do a ton. I don't love that I have to change these every time, but I'm a big cover 4 guy, especially here in Palms. So I love to run Palms. I like to go bingo, and I like to run stubby here. And substitution-wise, we're going to keep it balanced for now as we get this going with the kick return. Quentin Cleveland is a true freshman wide receiver, 97 speed. These recruits are crazy this year. He had a kick return for a touchdown last week, and here almost breaks one but gets out to the 25. Some bad stick skills there from me. There you see, for just a split second, head coach Tom Hawk. I know, real original, but he has been the anchor and leader of this Noles program in their revolution. Here, offensively, let's get our settings going. I just love to set up empty base protection, or empty protection is our stock one. That's what the opposite of what I did last year. I was a big base believer in CFB25, but so far this year, base has seemed like it hasn't been as effective with the worse offensive linemen. So I just like to get empty, try to block as many stunts as I can. This base hasn't done as well of a job there. This easily one of my favorite new plays in the game. Adding this RPO duo with the bubble and this short hitch slant choice route is a perfect addition of offense in there. We go 42 yards on the first play of the game. Bunch strong offset, not an original offense by any means. I don't run it super specially compared to any of the other thousands of college football and Madden players you'll see use it, but I do love it. And there we go inside zone with Chroma, and he is going to hit the scuba. That is a 2-play touchdown drive. Honestly, that is one of the first times I've had one of those all year, so y'all are a good luck charm for me right now. It was Mane Chroma, the junior elusive bruiser. He's up to 99 toughness, 94 acceleration. Put 6 on the board, and the Noles are dancing with an early statement over the Hurricanes as the kick is up and good, 7-0, just 30 seconds in. Now, Florida State is going to come out here and kick off into the wind a little bit. But my guy, he's got a big leg, Hughes, putting it down there. We're going to give chase, but Miami will say no. They just want the touchback and the 25 yards. This defense has been the tougher part of CFB27 for me, and somehow Darian Mensah came back as a 96 overall. Last year, I couldn't get an 88 quarterback to come without 17 different coach perks. And now these guys, every quarterback came back this year, it seems like, for the CPU. And they did last year for the most part, but year one especially, very interesting. Here, I just like to show blitz. My linebackers pinch my D-line early because I am a bad at holding my gap integrity with the linebackers. I love to base out of cover four palms. I was a cover four quarters guy in CFB27, and out of 425, it was a kind of glitched last year. I don't know if anybody else had the same issue, and so I ended up switching over to palms. And I love to press. I love to play up at the line and get bump and run corners, but obviously we're still recruiting a full roster. We've got a couple good guys in that field, but our corners are not strong enough or fast enough to truly play jam yet. So we got to stay off. So I like to just pinch my defensive line. I usually would pinch and slant out. So far this year, I found me just crashing in just to give myself the as a linebacker the outside C gaps and the outside responsibilities on the edge more so than my D line, who can kind of just clog the A and B gaps better now that the shoot method from last year has been kind of patched a little bit, which is a great job by EA. It was way too cheesy to be able to sit and hover over the D tackle and just shoot gaps and never give up a positive yard to the CPU. So I've really struggled stopping the run until these last couple games. It's part of what made season one so challenging is that for me, teams could just run the ball and they'd get into a fourth and short, third and short, and it was just hard to get off the field. Here, we're going to go Seattle. I love this concept, just a nice Durham. You get so many things, and then that's a terrible read. Bryce Underwood with a bad pick because he has a bad user. Yeesh. So Miami bailed out by my bad eyes. I guess these glasses are not strong enough. So the Hurricanes going to take over in the red zone. We're going to go here. They got Malachi Tony over here. Broken up by Isaiah Williams. He was a huge contributor for me last year. One of the only guys with speed on this defense. And so he was a true freshman, 60-something overall, playing in the heart of my team. And there's Tyus Wallace. Gets the pick, reads underneath Malachi Tony. And that is going to be a flip of the field with the nice turnover. And so we are going to get the ball back and try to get this thing going. And I want to keep it easy. I still want to stay in bunch, but I do want to mix it up and come out of offset a little bit. So we're just going to come here to strong nasty. This was such a great formation with Y flat quick when it was super glitchy with that speed out route, that little corner. That's obviously gone, and that nerfed bunch strong nasty a lot, but I love it because of how compressed it is. Obviously, you get the strong side back and then still get a lot of the same routes and concepts as you can run in Bunch X Nasty. And oh my goodness, Usmane Chroma, he is going to go all the way to the barn. That is another Seminole touchdown. He's already got 112 yards on 3 carries. That one, 63 yards straight to the house. Florida State, 14-0, despite a turnover for both teams. So far, and I'm not even kidding you guys, I've now played about 20 games of CFB27. This one, not even counting the beta, so far this year, in these 4 days since this game released, or whenever you're watching this, those are 2 of the only long runs I've hit. I had one last season in the ACC Championship against Miami, ironically. When Quintravian Wisner backed up, we ran the bubble on a bunch tight end. And Wisner took it 97 yards because they sold out to stop me and try to force a safety. And Wisner got just free enough. And here, this halfback escape route. But they're going to hit the corner. Womack didn't get out there. And I do not have a great switch stick, which is why I don't play online a ton. I like my sanity and not going up against some of the true demons of this game on the sticks. I like to just have fun, play my storylines. And that is going to be a big animation win for me. Mantrell Desir into the backfield, the junior power rusher. Improved a gold pocket disruptor this year. Was it silver last year? That's actually the wrong slant for my D-line. Wallace going to be here. This 4.25 has done me well so far. I would love to build. My goal this year is I want to change it up. I've been 4.25 primarily for the last 2 years, and What I really want to do is I want to get into 6-1 and try to build it a little differently. I love the idea of symmetrical defense. It's really hard to do. And oh, got the breakup. Perfect hit versus perfect catch timing. And that is going to get us off the field. It would have been a first down for the Canes, but Florida State is going to get the ball back. Very nice job there. I love the new timing-based catching. I was hoping I could get a swat instead of a hit, but honestly, at this point, I will take any stop I can get in this game so far. I think once we get into the heart of the year and we can kind of figure out the way some of the the macros work, uh, and how the CPU really wants to play in some different ways, I think it's going to be really strong. Um, I'm already starting to see it now that my roster is way better. I think one thing that college football, especially the last 2 years, has done really, really well, as we're just going to throw it with no pass lead for some reason. Okay. All right. So this is not the game for me passing wise. I don't know what happened there aside from Bryce rolling to his left, but I think so far now that my roster's improved in year two, what I'm seeing a lot more of is teams or a team that has the speed to compete in a lot of different positions or to make up for mistakes. I don't have the greatest stick skills, and so movement wise, I'll move too far. I'll get caught out. Players with low agility, low speed, low acceleration, change of direction, those key movement skills, those players are punished for wrong movements significantly, and so they're easily shook by receivers on double moves. They get caught on drags if you're trying to jump a route out and they come underneath, or vice versa. And so it's really hard to be a good user, especially in such a key spot in the middle of the field when you're trying to play anchor of a lot of different things within the defense at the same time. We're going to switch it up here. I want to go cover 3 just because we haven't given them a pure zone look, and I do think we're going to get a run here. I just want to try to block off the middle. Yeah. Dijon Lee Jr., another one of my star signings out of the transfer portal. We threw a bag in the portal to a lot of different guys. We wanted to rebuild the roster and retool it right away. Probably a mistake, if I'm being completely honest. We spent 4,500 NIL in total, and that was with hitting a lot of goals between my high school class and my portal class. It was about 2,500 and 2,000 split between them. There was 25 stars in the transfer portal in year one. I think 5 different 5-star quarterbacks are rated as 5 stars by the game. I don't know how they rated it because I signed 7 of them. Ultimately, I wanted to see how many I could sign just to kind of start to gauge what that feel is going to be like from a recruiting side, where the investment needs to be portal wise, and how much guys are going to cost. As that is a 3rd turnover. Oh my goodness. We are in shambles right now. Still 14-3 somehow, but we are just giving Miami free points and free short fields. Wow, man. Wow. This is not good. We got to get this offense figured out. Truly, I mean, this being the first time I'm recording one of these games, I don't know if that's the difference, but usually it is a pretty methodical drive. A lot of 7, 12-yard plays, fighting a little 8, 9-yard drive here. Absolutely mossed despite good catch timing. Wow, man. Maybe I'm just blind. We'll recover. We go for the glitch block. I'm still trying to see if that still works. Super shitty. Super sketchy. Don't do it to anyone. But it's the CPU, so I like to try it sometimes. And that's the cleanest I've gotten it to come in at, but still doesn't get in. So here, I want to get back to run the ball. I think we're just going to get into some RPO work. Try to get Bryce comfortable. This is going to be a blitz. off this left-hand side. So we're going to run away from the blitz. I'm going to go RPO read flat. This version of it out of Y trips offset, most people run it out of Y off trips. I like it better, one, because I think on this left side, you get this RPO bubble Y pop, which we'll go right to. This tight end in cut seam runs a little cleaner than I think the one that does out of the stock Y off trips. The big downside is you don't get a halfback direct snap, but they are by and large the same formation, which is really nice. But last year, I just found that read Y flat or this one out of trips offset was a lot more consistent and kind of spliced through, whereas the Y off trips version, and even some of the other ones, even Y off trips nasty, which I still like to run, um, they would just get caught up more, or the defense could get to them easier. This one, I felt like the blocking was a little cleaner, and so we run with that. And here at the end of one, it is 14-10 in Tallahassee. A look back at the history of this rivalry. We know wide right, we know wide left. Hopefully, that does not come into play today, at least for me. If Miami wants to go wide right or wide left, they are more than welcome to. We'll be happy to have them miss their shots there. I want to go single back here. I want to go under center, just give it a different look. Again, I love tight offenses in this game just to give spacing. Chroma is going to get wide open there, up the seam, missed tackle easily, and he's already at 150 yards. It's crazy what happens when you've got a good back. Behind him, I've got Gideon Davidson, a transfer from Clemson, who's got platinum shifty. So a really nice 1-2 punch with Chroma being a bruiser. He's got gold downhill, I believe, or silver, and then has gold armbar as well. And so they kind of have a nice mix and match of, or sorry, silver can upgrade to gold when he's running hot. But there, we're going to try to truck, but the aftershock will keep him from making more forward progress. Let's keep it kind of out of shotgun. I want to keep the ball on the ground. Just try to find some momentum. Bring Micaiah Danzy in motion. QB blast for Bryce Underwood. Third down and goal here. I think we are going to go back shotgun. And we'll go here, bunch X nasty. This was a Madden RPO that was used a ton online. I love this motion version. We get to see that's man coverage. And bad user by me because I don't know what I'm doing, so we will have to kick a field goal. And that is why you don't follow my offense and you run your offense the way it's meant to be run. So 17-10 here. I'm feeling good. I feel like I'm in control of this game, which is nice. But Miami can obviously make a big play defensively. They've got 3 turnovers, 2 big picks. One of them a terrible read. One of them I felt like I got bad animation. Partly my fault, overthrowing while rolling left. And then that fumble, kind of a fluke, but I need to cover up. That's okay. It's a lesson learned. I got peanut punched. It is what it is. Here, they're going to go tight. And that is a big bat by my linebacker, Tyus Williams. Very nice job by him now twice to make big plays. He's going to be out here in the flat, or Tyus Wallace. One of them's Tavian, one of them's Tyus. Oh, and that's going to be a touchdown. Jabari Rawls burned because my switch stick was late. So we've dominated, aside from our turnovers, it feels like at times. And now it's going to be a 17-17 game, which is crazy. Just wild, but it's the danger of match coverage with aggressive. They ran play action. They run that deep post, and it gets open because my guys are late. And I don't have the speed yet to recover. And that's the downside for me, but that's the nature of it. So we're going to have to mix it up, go into some zone, and figure out how we want to do it. But here, I do want to get back just to running the ball. But I want to keep the RPO action going, keep them on their toes. I would like to hit this bubble. I'm going to be able to there, and this is Jason Lopez. He was a star freshman a year ago, was a first-team freshman All-American. A freshman All-American and first-team All-ACC, which was great to see. Developed really cool. He's up to an 87 overall. He's my highest-rated wide receiver. as a true sophomore now. We're going to stay in bunch. Let's see. Let's go trips X nasty. Switch halfback wheel. I love this player. So many strong routes. The one thing I don't love is this return route. If this was college football 26 or Madden, it runs great. I just don't like how slow, how nerfed the returns and a lot of the running back routes have been so far this year. I think in a way it's needed because they were so strong, but um, we'll see how the year pans out. I think the ratings adjustment of a lot of people going from super high overalls back to more grounded is causing a lot of the annual frustrations or a lot of the annual readjustments to a new game, which is totally understandable. And I have my own challenges in that as we're going to hit Usmane Chroma on this little crab route underneath for 5 yards. Again, here, I want to spread it out. I want to keep the ball moving, but I also want to control it a little bit. I would love to try to take some clock off here. So if we can pick up this first down short-handed. Oh my God, I do like cluster here, but now we're gonna go mesh here. I'm gonna send him on a post. We're gonna let them run this out here. And if I can pick up this first down, I may try to chew some clock as Lopez is gonna drop the timing-based catching, biting me there. I don't love this, but we are gonna say screw it, and we are just gonna go for it. We're gonna run a staple here, trips tight end. This Texas route is gonna be nerfed, which sucks. And if this post route doesn't get open, I do have worry. But a huge catch, Javon Boggs. Wow, that was lucky. We fired it in their Underwood, caught them with the no eyes, no pick, even though easily sometimes these CPUs will still do their super bats. Red zone mesh crossers. I mean, just catching up to the receiver, he got bumped. That's super frustrating. Gideon Davidson in here now as we go to the wider set. Davidson, good cut, but no luck on the animation. We're going to have third down and goal. And here, we're going to let it go to the 2-minute warning. I think we're going to go Old Faithful here, and we're going to come to Y Trail. These trail routes have been really good again, as they always are. But tight ends, especially Landon Thomas on the trail route, hit it quick. Burns man coverage and match, especially if you can get a guy who can run that route really well. It's really interesting. Those trails still run pretty fast, despite how nerfed the Texas routes have been. I know they're different routes run by different people. So I'm really curious. One thing I've had in my mind is EA trying to get us back or improve the usability of the receiving running backs potentially? That's something I'm really curious about if those guys are going to get better rack animations, better route running animations for any reason. I've not dug into any of the new abilities. So far, that cover 3 is going to bag pretty well there. Jose Epinesa, the Iowa transfer, in on the tackle. I think we're going to stick with it. I'm going to stick in zone for now. What I don't want to do, I do kind of want to play this safety. They're not going to run it. Oh, big stop there. Wallace needed that. I needed that one badly. We're going to stick in cover 3, but I am going to run. Still getting used to my dive. Oh, first down, barely. And they're going to get to go empty here, which is not ideal for me. Broken up. Nope, he's going to hold on to it, pick up 5. And we're going to be moving here. Spread formation. Back goes out. The seam. Crosser. Oh, my backside deep third got pulled down. Damn it. All right. We are in trouble here now. Minute 9, clock running. Miami can run the ball now, which is going to be really tough. So we got to get back, tightening up that D line. I want to bring some pressure. Um, oh, it's a good attempt. But doesn't bite for us there. Miami can run it. They still have, I think, 2 timeouts. Yeah. So we want to be able to shoot or follow our back here. They're going to go with the slip screen, but he's going to trip. Mandrell Desir with the stuff. Oh, that was big. That was big. Holding them to 3 is going to be huge here. They're going to get the ball. We are going to call timeout. This 24-17, hopefully 24-17 stays. It's probably 20. But if we can get the ball back with 40 seconds, maybe we can go down and get a field goal. It's going to be tough. I've noticed the defense does play off a ton, and so you can usually hit some big runs or use some different concepts to pass down. But we will see what their defense comes out in. I will likely just try to run this and once or twice, see where we're at, and if we have to make a big pass from there, great. But as we've seen, Bryce is not throwing the ball super well. I clearly am not controlling my sticks very well, so as Chroma is going to pick up a nice chunk there. We want to get this ball out towards about midfield, and then we will kind of make a decision. We're going to make them come down, play the run. They are pass committing. Oh, and Chroma, he's going to hit the corner. Great block on the outside. Oh, we're going to take it all the way. Milk a couple seconds here and hit the 6-7. Wow, what a run. That was huge from Quentin, or excuse me, Ousmane Chroma. 270 yards on the ground, a total flip in success so far between these two teams. Miami throwing for more than 200 yards, just 9 rushing yards though. I have 130 passing yards, but that's been mostly on a couple big plays. And then Chroma is just doing the thing on the ground. He is running the rock like crazy. He's got well over 200 yards now. Insane, insane. Here, I do want to just play safe. We're going to go just cover 4, drop. I don't want to give up anything too much. That was the wrong button. My safety's crashed down, and wow. Holy moly. I hate the new adjustments. Can I say it? I hate it. I did instinctually, I haven't shaded over the top a ton or pressed off or backed off, and I did what I did last year. It ran everyone into a cover 0 and out of their gaps right at the snap. So kudos to Miami, I guess. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. All right. Cleveland. No chance there. We're gonna go bunch offset, corner strike. We're not gonna run the bomb the way you'd think. I'm just gonna run this little cover 3 beater. Just pick up 10 yards, pad some stats. I was going to see if that post would get in and pull down that deep third enough to maybe get uh, my slot receiver in behind him on the post, but obviously it did not work. That's okay. So 31-27, honestly, one of the highest scoring games I've had. This is insane that we're here in this score right now. 7-6, Vandy and Oklahoma. Texas beating Auburn. Ohio State losing at Arkansas. Wow, big score there. The Noles and the Canes. We're going to kick off. And now Miami, because we couldn't stay up 7, is going to have a chance to take the lead, use this extra possession potentially with the way things work. They basically get a chance to go 2 for 1 because of my poor defense. So we're going to go back to cover 3. It's been our most successful so far. Again, I want to shore up the middle of my field, just try to force them to bounce outside at bare minimum, and let those guys work on the cutbacks. I do want to commit inside here. I do think they're going to come inside. No. Wow, man. Wow. That is just bad animation luck. Nehemiah Chandler just thrown off. Shift our linebackers. This RPO. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Blitz here. I'm going to bring him up high. We are just going to give this full cover 3 look. I blew my gap, but Dijon Lee Jr. there to cover. He shedded his block on the outside, thankfully. I want to bring my linebackers back into their gaps. Gotta trust myself with this B gap here. Meet him there, 3rd and 10. Holding them to 3 would be huge here. Do that. I don't love this, but we are gonna. Oh no! Timeout! Timeout! Ugh, I don't like this play call. And for some reason, my corner, I don't know what he's doing there. Hanging out underneath. Got him on a stop route. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Wow. So we're just going to sell out here. I'm going to bring Rawls down a little bit and just have to trust Chandler on the backside one-on-one, which has not been a good bet. But when we get these trip sets, this is the Twins, so we are going to take this hard flat. Williams is going to be responsible out here. This tight end. Yeesh. Got him going backwards. Got to make a stand here. Got to. Some pressure would be nice. I'm going to shade over top, turn this aggressiveness off, be really conservative, and just keep them in front of you. 2 out routes. They got the stick route right here. Wallace and Mensa. Mensa chasing down to the 6. Are they going to go for it? No, they're going to take their 3, thankfully. Wow, that's big, man. That's big, big, big. So 2 field goal stops. Keep us in a 1-point lead. We should be trailing, honestly, with how our defense played. I felt like our defense played great on those first couple short fields. We gave up that first touchdown and just have not adjusted well. Miami has carved us up. Cleveland, I'm just going to fair catch. I want to be at 25. Let's start with inside zone. See if we can get anything going. Don't love the look. So we are going to go post. I'm going to pull Thomas and put him on a drag. Try to just flood this lower left-hand side of the defense here in the short left. We're due for a nice first down. Now let's bring it back and widen out a little bit. Just mix it up. Keep the ball in our superstars' hands. Usmane Chroma. Go with the direct here. I love no linebackers looks, but oh, a great shed in the defensive line. Puts Chroma down. 2nd and 4. Cover 3 look here. Got Landon Thomas, and I didn't do my timing-based catch very well. Oh. We had the cover 3. Just couldn't get it to go. I do want to bring this comeback route. I want to change this mesh up a little bit. Use this super This Super Drag and this RZ Meth Crossers. Great play for me last year. It's been great so far this year. Not as strong because DBs pick up the drags a little better, but realism is not a bad thing. I do like the challenge. To some extent, it is still a video game to me, so I don't mind cheesing every now and again or doing what I need to do to get the job done. This, we're going to go to my CFB staple, my 25 staple. Danzy out of bounds inside the 20, and we've got a drive going here. We've got to keep this thing moving. We've got mesh in our audibles, so we are going to come out and mesh post because I do want the option. And we're just going to run this stock. Come underneath the Lopez. He drops it because he got absolutely clobbered. Oh my goodness. Let's mix it up on him again a little bit here. Got 3 out there, but we can block it up. Monster stack. Hilarious formation. I love it. I love that swing, especially if you've got numbers on that outer half. A nice, easy, free couple yards. That time we get it to a 1st and goal. Stack box here, linebacker showing blitz. Got man coverage, it looks like, on this outer half. Bryce Underwood, just bad user, trying to force myself up the A gap. Not my best move, but we'll take it. Here, we are going to go I-form tight. I want to see if I can get this stretch run in, but I'm going to motion Lopez over to try to pull this defense out of position. It will work somewhat. He'll be inserted there. And Chroma will hit the outer half, nearly smashed up the A gap. Great safety blitz through the hole. But it doesn't close, and it's an 8-point lead, and that is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We needed that. It was huge. Now it's a 2-point conversion or a 2-possession game. And with 6 minutes and 20 to go, or a quarter and 1 minute to go, I can't remember what my quarter times are set at. I think it's 6 minutes. We've got a chance here to milk some clock on the next drive and maybe run this thing out. We're going to go conservative here. I don't want to give up a big play at this point. I've given up a few. So we are going to turn. I should have done this earlier. I am going to turn my aggressiveness and my zones off. I'm okay with my safeties there. I do want to keep as much of my defense here as I can. We're going to go Wallace up here to my safety. And that, I cannot stand that. I cannot stand that. You can see it on this backside. It is one of the most frustrating things on these RPOs. The safeties, when they are in this zone, you can see it on this backside. They will crash for the run, and then because of my settings, will bail out even though the run is already decided. Or he has no actual responsibilities in the zone and just completely gives up the edge. It is one of the most frustrating things about this game, just in terms of where and what we're doing with our safeties. This is the edge here. Is that Derrick Henry? Like, when did Pringle become Derrick Henry? This man is got me in absolute hell. RPO again this way. Good wrap and roll. And here we are going to get this trip set. I do just want to make sure we are ready for the run. So Rawls had to come up and make the play, and that's why I had to come use Jabari Rawls there. That is so big. Pringle's got 200 all-purpose yards today. Crazy. And this from 56? Money. Like it's nothing. Wow. CPUs don't miss kicks. That's crazy. That's crazy, crazy, crazy. So 5-point game as we're going to head to the 4th quarter as long as I don't turn it over here, knock on wood. I am just going to pull out a halfback dive. I don't want to risk too much here. I want to take clock. I want to get this game back to an 8-point game at minimum. And if they get the ball back, it should be with no more than a minute. In an ideal world, unless I'm up by 13 or 12 points or 2 full scores. Gerard Pringle Jr., an absolute monster. I was clearly not prepared to defend him well at all today. We've kind of boxed up Malachi Tony, but that's been Dijon Lee over there on that cornerback one side. So we'll take that. But I am going to get to my cheese here. Quarterback blast has been my third and short for 3 years now in these games. And especially with the new QB sneak meter, Bryce Underwood, I don't know why he dives. I don't know why he dives like that. I don't know why you do the Jimmy jump. That animation started to get messed up last year and frustrated me to no end when QBs would dive forward instead of slide. And I've gotten a successful slide about 3 times this year. And everything else, my QB's Jimmy jumping for no reason. And I understand even if he's going to dive forward, so be it. I'm just trying to get myself up. It could be that I'm holding R2. But man, that animation is crazy because Davidson, I'm doing the exact same buttons, holding myself the exact same way, and Davison just goes straight down. I hate that animation as well, that when you give yourself up, you can still get hit. I think it's super janky, but I understand it in concept. You can still get hit when you're giving yourself up. It should be a penalty, but whatever. There are a lot bigger issues with this game. Even though I'm really enjoying 27 so far, despite some of my frustrations, I'm a perfectionist and somebody who is used to scoring a lot of points and not giving up a lot. And so 38-33 is a line I have not seen a ton of in the past couple of years in this game, aside from some of these early days when you're figuring things out. But here, 2:50 on the clock. Miami's starting to call timeouts. Chroma. I'm going to get myself up at the 15. That's going to take the second timeout. So this should get down to at least a minute 20 because we're going to have 2 chances. Usmane Chroma goes over 300 yards for the day. This is insane. I'm going to get myself up. 2nd inches, 2nd and 1 is what I want here. You might say, why are you giving yourself up? I want these timeouts and the extra downs because I trust my team. I trust what I can do with this QB blast for the most part. This is probably a stupid decision, but I do like this look. This safety's going to have to come down. I do think I'm going to be able to hit Chroma for my first down here. Inbounds, 2-minute warning. That is the ball game. Whoa. Great play call. They're clearly expecting the run. We're just going to call the inside zone here, let it get set up. This is going to go to the 2-minute warning, and then we are going to kneel it out. 38-33 today in Tallahassee as we head to the 2-minute warning. Should just be knees from here. I might kick a field goal at the end because I am just that petty if this doesn't auto run out and it makes me do a couple different knees. So what a game. What a game. We're going to do one more, see if this actually runs my clock out or not. If it doesn't, I will let it run all the way down and kick a field goal at the 2-second mark. Just because why not? It's the CPU, and if fake Mario Cristobal wants to fight Tom Hawk, hey man, he can come try to do that anytime, any place, anywhere, because the Florida State Seminoles are moving to 4-0, and they should, knock on wood, remain number 1 in the country. We will let the clock run out. We're not going to call the sketchy timeout. What a ball game this was. Terrible, terrible, terrible passing from me, but made some huge plays with Usmane Chroma. The clear MVP, going to be the national favorite, the national player of the week, and the Florida Cup is staying in Tallahassee for the 2nd year in a row. As the Noles move on, this team is so fun to play with. It's so fun to have these great players, a loaded transfer class, helping fill out the roster with some of the young guns that came back at Florida State from a national championship year. And this is just a big rivalry win. This is what college football is all about. This has been so much fun. I hope you'll stick around and keep looking for future uploads as we're going to try to get more games up in the coming days and weeks as Florida State rebuild continues on. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.